can't come in, Mr. Deacon. I'm not decent.
You want me to shout through the door so all the other tenants hear?
Forgive the mess. I haven't had a minute all day.
Where is it?
Well, I had hoped.
I'm telling you, if I don't get it Tuesday, you're out. 2 weeks, you owe.
Are you threatening me?
Telling you, and there are plenty of ways I can get you out.
My dear man.
Now look, Mrs. Atkins.
But, Mr. Deacon, aren't you forgetting the fire escape? Of course, it doesn't affect me down here, but I do pass the housing authorities whenever I go to the post office. I could pop in, remind them you were meant to have it installed last March at the latest. It's criminal to put your tenants at risk.
You old witch.
Supermarket. People. They ask me how I can bear to live alone.
Another double's empty. Good evening, Mr. Deacon.
Electricity, phone, rates. Emma! Oh, Lord, and I forgot her birthday. She'll think I'm dead.
Dearest Nell, doesn't time fly?
Yeah?
May I speak to Mrs. Emma Atkins, please?
Oh, no.
What?
I'll have to go down. Hang on.
Funny. Emma said it was a private hotel in its own grounds.
Mrs. Atkins?
Perhaps he's the caretaker. 75, 22, 34, electricity 62.
She's on her way.
Oh, thank you. £159.34. Oh.
Phone? For me? What a surprise. Hello?
Emma? Nell? Nell Bridges?
No.
I'm so sorry. What must you have thought forgetting your birthday?
Thank goodness you put your new telephone number in your letter. Anyway, many, many happy returns, dear Emma. And how are you?
Oh, I'm fine, dear. Flourishing.
That's marvellous. Because I've been thinking, Emma. I've had an idea.
I can't explain on the telephone, but look, why don't you come down for the weekend next Saturday?
Weekend? I'd love to, Nell. What idea?
Oh, just a thought. You haven't changed a bit.
No, you.
Oh, it's incredible, really.
I know. How many years?
Oh, we mustn't count. I was never any good at sums.
Oh, yes, it's rather loud. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, I decided to leave London anyway, dear, even before you phoned. Don't think I'm jumping the gun, dear. I'm not a bit, no. But when you said, why not come down for the weekend and have a look round, I thought, well, I can always find somewhere near to darling Nell, my dearest old school chum. It's perfect. Dreamy. Could I really stay till Tuesday?
Of course.
I mean, you don't feel bulldozed, do you? You mustn't. I'd hate you to.
No, of course
Cross your heart and hope to die. Do you remember how we were always saying that?
Well,
Yes, all the time.
Look, some of my early drafts are up already.
You always adored flowers, didn't you? Even if it doesn't suit us to share your lovely home. And after all, it may not, dear. No strings attached. I don't think either of us should feel bound either way, do you? Yet.
The fact is, the older one gets, the more one treasures one's privacy, don't you find?
Oh, quite. I wouldn't intrude at all, dear. Elderflower.
Elderberry.
And as you said, it is quite self-contained, isn't it, up there?
Oh, yes. But I thought you liked your private hotel.
Oh, I did. But then again, I mean, a hotel isn't a home, is it?
No, but...
What were you thinking of charging?
Well, you may not like it. I mean, it's very different from London down here.
Oh, I'm sure I shall. One grows out of big cities, I find. We look. May we? I'm so excited. Oh, really, silly me.
Don't expect too much. Bedroom and bathroom is through here.
No, don't show me.
Don't show you.
I knew it. Too tantalizing, dear. I know I can't afford it.
But it is quite self-contained.
I mean, you could let this for at least £25 a week. I couldn't run to that. Let's go down.
But £25 must be less than a hotel.
Oh, it is, but that's why I must draw my horns in, Nell. I've been rather extravagant since Henry died. Oh, dear. What a pity. I might run to £18.
But 20's basic, really, Emma. I mean, the rates alone.
Perhaps I could get some babysitting locally.
Perhaps.
No, do say, Nell. I mean, I'll understand. If you don't want me.
No, dear, it isn't that.
No, just horrid money. The fact is, you're out of my range now, Nell.
Well, I suppose £18 would help. Oh, the idea of a stranger.
No, Nell. You must be realistic. You won't know I'm here, Nell. I promise. Well, I think I could babysit Mr. Brown, but it depends on Nell. I don't drive, you see.
I'll run you back.
You'll run me back if I can find my way to you. Oh, she's at work. I'll ring her, then ring you. Bye.
I'm sorry, Emma. We must talk about it later. I have to finish these accounts.
But I must telephone Mr. Brown. He needs to know if I can babysit tonight.
I'm sorry. I can't talk about it now. Have you borrowed my cheese? I had 6 ounces of cheddar.
Did I? Oh, yes. Sorry, dear. I meant to say I hadn't a thing for lunch. You haven't had your sherry?
No.
I put it out specially, dear, knowing you'd be tired.
You can't manage this week either. You put out my sherry for me last week, Emma, when you couldn't pay me the rent. It's getting to be a bit of a habit.
That's been Mr. Brown.
No, Bridges, yes.
It's Mr. Brown. May I speak to Mrs. Atkins?
Hold on. You were right.
It's about the babysitting. He'll run me back. But I said,
I'd run you there.
yes. Oh, well, I'd earn £5, dear. All for you.
Hello, you there? Hello?
Yes, yes. Look, if you want Mrs. Adkins to babysit, you can pick her up yourself. I'm not running anybody anywhere.
No. What will he think?
He can think what he likes. It's too bad, Emma. First the cheese, then no rent. Now this.
Is that you, Mr. Brown?
Hello?
You shouldn't have knocked there. Up here. I'll just switch the light off.
I'm Mr. Brown.
Oh, you've come for Emma. She's up there.
I'm not. I'm here. Don't you bother, Nell. You go on in. Oh,
Steady now. A bit shaky.
more haste, less speed. Don't wait up, Nell.
Quite a landlady you've got.
Oh, she's lovely, really. I don't think of her as my landlady. We were bosom friends at school. I know I owe you 6 weeks in all, dear, but I told you I've a little savings account with the Building Society, and I'll go there on Monday and get some money out. Henry said I should never break into my own capital, but...
I've written you a letter, Emma.
Written to me? Why did you write?
I'm afraid I've had to give you notice to leave.
Notice? But you're my oldest friend. I've told you I shall take some money out of my savings.
Look, if you do have to give Mr. Brown my sherry, you might at least bring back the glasses. I went upstairs today to fetch them, and I found your savings book lying on the table beside them, stamped, account cancelled.
They made a mistake.
Are you sure? Or was it you who made the mistake?
I did have an account. But then I kept on dipping, you know, I had to. And then they closed it. Oh, Nell. What must you think of me?
Are you so badly off?
I've no one else to turn to. Please, Nell. Give me one more chance. Oh! My things!
Pull up my doves. It's the last straw, Emma. I'm sorry, it's all been a terrible mistake. I ought to have known I valued my privacy. It wouldn't be so bad if you could pay your way.
I do my best!
You take my food. You pull up my bulbs so that they won't increase next year. You owe me 6 weeks' rent. Do you realise, or do you? I don't believe you do. It's sorry, Emma, but it's got to stop. I don't like saying it, but it has.
Are you evicting me, dear?
I am asking you as a civilized person to go, that's all.
Throwing my things into the street.
It isn't a street, it's a garden.
No, this isn't like you, Nell. It really isn't.
It is, it's how I feel.
You know, you're kind and generous.
Look at how I feel.
Let me make you a cup of tea. And we'll talk it over sensibly. And if we decide I'm to go, I shall go. Nicely. Not like this, not in the heat of the moment. After all, you asked me to stay. I did warn you it might be too much for me. I knew, as a matter of fact, that once I agreed to stay, the onus would be on you. The law being what it is, the Rent Act, the rights of tenants. I mean, you just can't throw your tenants out into the street.
Tenants and rights, you're quoting the law.
I don't really understand about these things, but Mr. Brown does. Perfectly.
Mrs. Atkins!
Coming!
Oh, are you all right, Mrs. Atkins? You should get that fixed. All right.
For you, dear. My earnings. I know it isn't much, but, well, there you are. The widow's mite. Nell, I've been thinking. I know I can't contribute as I should, but suppose, only suppose, dear, I were to move down here into your storage room. Then we could let my top part and share the proceeds. In return, I'd be sort of, well, you know, your housekeeper, really. And that'd give us both a bit more income, wouldn't it? And you wouldn't have to do the horrid washing up. Oh, and there's another thing. That staircase. It really is rather dangerous, you know. Mr. Brown says...
Good night, Emma.
Sorry. Yes. I expect you've got one of your headaches. They started in junior school, I remember.
Good night.
Such a horrid night.
Telephone!
Telephone for me at this time of night?
Hurry up, long distance.
Gosh! Ooh!
We don't think she'll walk again.
Really?
Wheelchair, possibly. After a long time in bed, of course.
Quite.
Mrs. Atkins? Mrs. Atkins, there's a visitor for you.
Mrs. Atkins.
Stories, yes?
Miss Bridges?
Speaking.
Oh, this is the Mayday Hospital. Mrs. Atkins asked us to call you. As her only living relative, she would like you to visit her.
Relative? I'm not a relative.
She keeps asking for you.
Oh. Very well. Yes.
I'll tell her.
Here she is, Mrs. Atkins.
No, dear.
Emma?
I expected you were here every day when I was unconscious. 3 weeks. The bills are enormous. I don't know what we're going to do.
Bills? But this is National Health.
No, this is a private ward. My first treatment was free, but not now, not here. That's why I needed to see you.
But surely you're entitled to free treatment under the National Health Service.
No, Mr. Brown insisted I be treated in a private ward. He said it was the least I deserved. He's very legal-minded.
Is he? Then it'll be up to him to pay.
No, apparently not. He says that as my landlady, you should have had those stairs made safe, you see, and it's up to your house insurance to pay. Accidents to third parties. He thinks it's a clear-cut case.
But I haven't got third-party insurance, Emma, so it won't work.
Now, that's what I thought. I said to Mr. Brown I didn't think you had that sort of insurance. It's going to take about a year to put me right. You mustn't worry. What I do is sue you, dear. Nothing personal, Nell. Just a legal thing to get the money. You do see.
Sue me? Oh, don't be absurd. What can you mean?
It's quite normal in such cases, he says.
But I've nothing, do you hear? Nothing.
But of course you've got something, Nell, dear.
Well, you just try.
Your cottage for a start. There's no mortgage on that, is there? And your car. And your annuity for when you retire.
I won't listen to you.
But you must. It's only fair. You must help. Or else look after me for the rest of my life. One or the other. Because you knew those stairs were dangerous, didn't you? Didn't you, Nell? In fact, I've sometimes wondered if you didn't help them along a little. Push. Not aloud. I haven't wondered it aloud. I could. I shan't. It's just one of those nasty little thoughts I sometimes get when I'm alone. No, none of that matters. Not even the insurance. Horrid. No. Just so long as you look after me, we'll be together now. For always. Bosom friends, sharing our every secret.
Oh, no.
You mean yes, dear? Yes.